Out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon. And I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect. Hollywood perfect.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel and good evening from here. Today we're going to talk about what it takes to build 4 numbers of 2-bedroom blocks of flats in Nigeria. This particular drawing we're talking about measures 231 square meters in all. Now let's get down to business. First of all, we'll talk about the excavation. The excavation of this project covers a total distance of 182 meters. And here in Port Harcourt, excavation is done per meter, which implies it's going to, and a meter it costs about 500 naira to dig. This implies it will cost us approximately 91,000 naira to dig this foundation. Now, to do the work from foundation to DPC, there are lots of materials that are going to be needed. Like, first of all, we'll need to get 60 tons of chippings, 150 bags of cement, 5 trees of double azo sand. Now, this building has 28 pillars in it. Since this is a one-story building, we may decide to use 12mm rods instead of 16, unless, of course, you want to over-reinforce. But naturally, 12mm rods are enough. Then we will need 20 lengths of 8mm rods and 60 lengths of 12mm rods. The 1 roll of binding wire, and of course some boards that we'll use to board the pillars from foundation to DPC. Then again, after the casting of the foundation, there will also be a block work which will cover about 5 courses of block from foundation to DPC. This will take us approximately 2,000 blocks to get to the DPC. To do this work from foundation to DPC will cost, with the current market price, will take approximately 3.4 to 4 million naira approximately to achieve. Now, after the DPC has been achieved, you could decide to leave it for 1 or 2 days to cure a little. Actually, the ideal thing is to leave it for 21 days to cure. But in most cases, we continue construction almost immediately. Yes, this doesn't really have any negative effect because it has a support, which is the sand that was filled under. And once there is a support, the load is not completely resting on the concrete. Now, to do the work from DPC to decking, there are a number of materials that are going to be needed. One, of course, will need blocks. This will take us about 3,500 blocks, 9 inches blocks actually. Then we'll need about 85 bags of cement. Then for the lintel, we'll need about 120 lengths of 12mm rods. We'll need about 80 lengths of 8mm rods. Then, of course, 1 roll of binding wire. Of course, we'll need about 100 pieces of board, unless you want to use marine board. But naturally, since this is just a one decking, it may not be necessary to use marine board. Marine board is actually better when you are doing multi-level, so you can reuse and reuse. But since this one is just one level, it may not be necessary to go for that because marine board is costlier, of course. Then of course, you consider the sand that will be used to lay the blocks and do the casting. Then, of course, at least 30 tons of chippings, which will be used to cast the pillars to lintel and also to cast the lintels. To do this work to decking level will cost approximately 3 million naira to achieve. Now, the decking is actually where the work is. Of course, we know with the current price in building materials today, everything is just soaring. To achieve the decking, we need about 350 lengths of 12 rods, 80 lengths of 16 rods, 100 lengths of 8 rods, 2 rows of binding wire, 200 pieces of board. Then, of course, there will be some electrical work done to achieve the lighting on the ground floor. Then the plumbing work also should be provided for. Then with the cement we'll need to cast the decking will be about 200 bags of cement. We'll need about 60 tons of chippings to achieve the decking, and also 5 trips of sand. Then, of course, the people that will do the casting will be paid. So all these are going to be provided for. To check all these things, we see that the cost of doing the decking will take us approximately 4.5 million naira. Then we go to the block work from decking to roof. The block work from decking to roof will generally be almost the same thing as what we did from DPC to decking, excepting that this one is, of course, a higher level, which implies the cost will also go up in terms of level and workmanship. Now, of course, we as we said earlier, it will still take us 3,500 blocks to achieve that level. Then the cement we will need will still be around 85 bags of cement. For the lintel and the pillars, it will be about 120 lengths of 12 rods. Of course, we also need about 80 lengths of 8 rods. We'll still need about 100 lengths of board, the wood that will be used for the lintels. Then we'll provide for workmanship and, of course, sand to cast the lintels. We should also take note that this level will take us approximately 3.5 million to achieve. After this, the roofing will now depend on what the client wants. And now the decision of what the client wants should be taken right on time before the roofing starts itself, because the distance of the spacing of the wood is different when it is long span, when it is stone coated roof tile, when it is Cameroon zinc, or when it is the normal iron zinc that is being used. And again, whatever kind of roof that is chosen also impacts on the cost of the roofing. Now, when we use another thing that impacts on the cost of the roof is the decision to either do parapet or to just use the normal fascia board to cover the roof. Now, when we want to, if the client decides to use stone coated roof tiles, that means the spacing of the wood will not be more than 300 millimeters, which is like 1 foot. Then the spacing of the wood of the rafters, you see that by the end of the day you will spend more on wood than when you are using long span. And of course, long span also has different types. So when you are using metrocopo, when you are using the ordinary long span that we know, it's also different. So all these things impact on the cost. And you will notice that if you're using stone coated roof tiles, you may spend as much as 3 point something to 4 million naira on roof, because the cost of 1 square meter of stone coated roof tile may go up as high as 5,000 naira for one. Now, if it is long span, it's about 2,500 or 2,600 at most, depending on the gauge. Then if it is Cameroon zinc, that one also, the price drops. So you may see that depending on the choice of roofing sheets, the roofing of the building, the difference may be as much as 1 million or even more when you talk about that. So we can say that approximately this building, from foundation to DPC, from foundation to roofing, will cost about, say roughly between 45 to 50 million in naira. This strongly depends on the choice of roof of the roofing sheet by the client. I think we just have to end this one here. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for your time, and thank you for coming back to watch our channel. Enjoy your day.